Today we're going to do 2 pork shoulders on the Yoder Loaded Wichita. Stick around. All right guys, if you're new here, my name is Todd. This is Green Horde Barbecue and Beer, and we're going to show you today how to fire up this Yoder Loaded Wichita with some hickory and mesquite, and then we're going to take 2 beautiful pork shoulders, put them on there, smoke them down low and slow, and then have some beautiful sandwiches tonight. So folks, before we get started, please take a minute to hit that subscribe button. I know that if you came over here following a link from some social media, you may not be logged in. So take a minute, go ahead, get yourself logged in, hit that subscribe button, and please comment. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so I woke up this morning a little bit late. It was a beautiful Sunday morning. I really felt like sleeping in a little bit. We spent some time at some friend's house last night, had some great company, nice cold beverages. George and Laura, we love you. So I didn't get up on time. So when I did finally get up, first thing I had to do is pull those pork shoulders out. Pull them out of the package really carefully. You want to really be careful about all those fluids and stuff like that. Be careful, watch your splatter, wear gloves, throw it away, take it out. Keep it away from pets and children. You know, it's not really good stuff. So I patted it dry, and what we like to do is take some yellow mustard and kind of use it as a binder, kind of smear it around. And then what I also like to do is layer my flavors. We really love Uncle Steve's Shake, so we only have 1 bottle left, so we went ahead and used what was left on both them pork butts. It's got a beautiful color, a great combination of tastes, and then over the top of it, the last of our Derek Allan's Texas Barbecue bark builder for pork rub. Nice and thick, gets you that nice texture, and I'm hoping that's going to build up a nice dark bark when these things come off. So I hadn't really fired up the Yoder in a few weeks, so I had to uncover it, kind of shake out the cobwebs. So what we're using on the Yoder is some really nice Western brand chunk hickory. Actually, they're little kind of cuts that are just the right size for this size smoker. They're pre-cut, they're square, they look like building blocks, they're just perfect. And then I got some leftover mesquite and even some bigger chunks of other types of hickory. And I'm just going to use all that just to kind of get the fire started. It takes, you know, on a cool morning, it could take a half hour, 45 minutes to warm up this Yoder because it is 1/4-inch steel. There's a lot of steel here. It takes time to warm up. So once I got that pit up to operating temperature, it was time to stick that pork butt on there and let nature do the rest. And this is basically where we're at. You know, I was going to use the Fireboard wireless thermometer, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi enabled thermometer that I have, but it occurred to me that, you know, this Yoder Loaded Wichita has a tight fitting door, and I don't have a probe port on the side. So I think I'm definitely going to be ordering one of those and installing it. I don't want to get those wires crushed. It really is a tight fitting door, and I'm just not feeling right about it. All right guys, you probably noticed a little bit of dirty smoke coming out here. That's because I'm out here talking to you and not paying attention to my fire. But really quick, one little note about fire is I've been learning a technique lately from watching some of the master barbecue pit masters and their fire maintainers, not necessarily the pit master himself, but the guy staying up all night maintaining the fire. They leave those fire doors wide open sometimes. And yes, I'm talking about Aaron Franklin and some other ones. So what I've seen some of these fire tenders do is kind of stack their wood kind of parallel, and then when it's time to put 2 more on, they go over the top of it, kind of like a Lincoln log cabin, like as a kid. Now I noticed from my own experimentation that if you stack them closer together, the fire gets cooler, less area to burn. If you bring it wider, more surface area, more flame, and a hotter fire. So I've been experimenting with this method. I think it's working pretty good for this particular pit. I'm just going to leave the door literally wide open and just play around with the stacks of wood. Now it does require paying attention a little bit more and having cuts of wood that are all uniform in size for the most part, you know, and so you may have to cut around with a chop saw and get that right. So it's been a few hours. I am so stoked on these pork shoulders. They just look so good. I've been rolling some excellent smoke. Check it out. Can you see that? nice and clean. And just to show you that I'm not lying, oh, check that out. Okay, let me get the camera set. There you go. Look at that. Okay. That fire has just been so clean. You know, it turned out that I'm mixing pieces. I'm going with some larger pieces and smaller pieces. You know, I'm just trying to kind of control my pit. You know, they always say get to know your pit. Definitely get to know your Yoder Loaded Wichita. So I want to show you the bark I got on these. It is Sunday night. You know, we got some things that we got to do. So I'm actually going to wrap these and put them in our oven at 250, or actually 275. And we're just going to finish them off in the oven. You know, there's no sense in wasting fuel here and wasting all this time. You know, once we wrap it in foil, when it reaches internal temperature of about 165, we're going to spritz it, maybe put a little bit of Dr. Pepper in that foil, wrap it up really tight, put it in the oven until it's probe tender. So, but before I do, let me show you. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my God, doesn't that look beautiful? Look at that crust. I want to show you this one in the back though. I'm gonna have to check out the settings here. Look at that. Oh my God, that just looks so good. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to get the right, let's go in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. All right. You might be asking, hey, what are those funny looking gloves you're wearing, Todd? Well, these are glove liners or cotton kind of gloves. You can get them at any hardware store. And then you just put yourself on any cheap old latex gloves like that. And now you have basically an ability to grab that pork while it's, you know, nice and hot, and you won't burn your hands. Okay, here we go. There's the first one right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that spritz that I was using, the water vinegar kind of mix, maybe 30% vinegar, the rest water, and you could spray, you could pour it on. It really doesn't matter. Don't forget, you want it to be tightly wrapped, okay? Now we got two. You can see one's a little bit bigger than the other. And now you could put these in a pan with a little rack in there and just tent it. You know, that way you could probably add more fluid, more water, or Dr. Pepper, or what have you. But I don't want to really go with that method. To me, that'd be more like a roast or steaming and stuff. I don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and put it in the oven. All right, guys, so it's almost 8 o'clock. That makes it about 10 hours since the time I put them in the Yoder to the time I wrapped it, put them in the oven, and I've been letting them rest in the oven for about 45 minutes. I cranked up the temperature in the oven eventually to 300 degrees, and then I turned the oven off about 45 minutes ago, kind of let them rest in there. I didn't even touch them. So I'm gonna break out one of the pork shoulders right now. It's the one that I'm gonna set aside for pulled pork sandwiches and stuff like that. And Sassy's gonna keep the other one for other stuff.
Meals during the week.
Meals during the week. All right. So let's get busy. right, guys, so it is time to make my favorite pulled pork sandwich. I'm going to be using these artisan style onion rolls. Then I'm going to take a little bit of coleslaw, and I'm going to use some of these Vlasic stacker pickles. Man, it's going to be a good sandwich. Let's do it. All right, guys, let's build our pulled pork sandwich. Now, it's important to kind of toast your buns a little bit. That always helps. I'm just going to get me some of this pork here. And I'm just going to put it on there like that. A little bit more. Kick it up a notch and go a little bit of sriracha. There we go. Now, a little bit of this coleslaw. Okay.
Good, babe.
All right. And then one of these little crispy, fresh, flat dills. I'm just gonna put 2 of them kind of overlapping a little bit. Just like that. Oh yeah, look at that. Just like that. Here you go. Mm-mm. All right, guys. That smokiness with the hickory and a little bit of mesquite, low and slow for almost 10 hours. The water, apple cider vinegar spritz, the mustard schmear, the Uncle Steve shake with a little bit of Derek Allen's or a whole lot of Derek Allen's on top to make a nice crust. Oh my God. And then a little bit of sriracha topped off with the coleslaw and pickles. Oh. Hope you enjoyed another video of another pork shoulder, Boston butt, whatever you want to call it. There are a lot of them out there, but man, this one came out really good. Try it with pickles and coleslaw and that sriracha. Oh my God. All right, guys, that's another show in the can. We really appreciate your time out of your day coming here, visiting us, watching some of our videos. We hope you guys get a lot out of it, at least some entertainment, if not another recipe that you might be able to use someday. So hit us up in the description down below. And if you guys want to check out some of our swag, go on down below to the link to our Teespring store. We've got some shirts and stickers and other things waiting for you guys to go check out. Until next time, be nice to each other.